Hey folks, it's Dr. Brenda, sociologist, financial coach, founder of the Gutsy Women Finances Community, full-time RVer, traveling the country with my 3 cats. Hey, thanks for joining me. Please subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that bell to be notified of new videos. So today, I'm going to be a little serious. I'm going to just tell you up front what's going on. I could use some help, and you might be able to help me. So I'm in Nashville. I'm at this beautiful campground, Seven Points Campground. Yesterday I went into Nashville, and downtown Nashville is a zoo. I mean, it is a zoo. It's just crazy. The noise, every honky tonk. You've got live bands, and you have these party buses, bachelorette parties, people drinking, people playing music, the drink and pedal vehicles. It's just crazy, and it was, for me, it's like way too much. I am past those days of being the partier that I once was, and it just sort of hit home of what's going on with my business, because my business is nowhere where it should be, nowhere at all. And I'm starting to have to make some very difficult decisions. I've just made an investment to help somebody with my messaging, but this is a disconnect. This is what I love to do. This is what I worked so hard to do, is to be on the road and live my own life and not have to go to an office every day. And I can help so many women, but I'm having a difficult time reaching the younger generation. So why the younger generation? Because I'm all about financial freedom. Number one variable that's going to get you to financial freedom is time. It is time. So when I'm working with someone who's in her 60s, we're just trying to figure out how to get through. You can't accumulate very much at that age. Even in your 50s, it becomes very limiting. You've got to save like way more than you would have to in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. So I'm trying to get my head into the framework of what does a 30-year-old woman think of in terms of her finances, a 40-year-old woman. Now, I know what my experiences were. So when I was 30, I lost everything. I was so broke, and I was just trying to get back on my feet. But by the time I was 35, I had built stability. I had paid off my debts, and I kind of a natural saver, and the poverty scared me so much that I saved about half of my money. And then I didn't really get serious until I was in my early 40s, and I realized that, you know what, I got a fair amount of money. Maybe I should learn and figure out what to do with it. But that was my experience. And things change so quickly. I mean, now people have had the experience of the 2008, 2009, 2010, the crisis where young people coming out of college, there weren't any jobs for them. They've never caught up. We've still, now we live in the era of pandemic. So the world has changed so much. And I would really like your help. I mean, maybe you're not at that age, in the 30s and 40s. Hey, if you're in the 20s and you're interested in finances, that is like super duper. But maybe you've got daughters and nieces and granddaughters who are interested, who might want a different life, might not want to have to live paycheck to paycheck, might not want to have to work into their 70s and 80s, who the idea of financial freedom is so appealing. I ran some numbers this morning. So this is really the nuts and bolts of why I'm trying to reach you when you're younger. Let's say I'm going to run this scenario. So I'm going to use, you're starting with $1,000. You're going to invest $1,000 every single month. Now, when you're 30, when you're 20, $1,000 a month is an awful lot. But what naturally happens is maybe you start off with a couple of hundred, and by the time you're in your 40s and 50s, you're earning a lot more and you're investing a lot more. So we're just going to keep this really simple, that you're going to start with $1,000 a month. And we're going to say, now, if you invested it in stocks and it performed like before, you might earn 10%. We're going to use 8%. That's pretty darn average. Okay. What happens? Let's say you start when you're 30 years old. You got $1,000. you're putting in $1,000 a month, 8% interest. How much money do you have when you're 60? You've got $1,426,676. You got that? 1.4 million. All right. You wait until you're 40. You start with $1,000. You invest $1,000 monthly, 8% interest. By the time you're 60, you've got $577,321. Okay? You got that? Difference of waiting those 10 years is 1.4 million versus 577,000. Now you're 50. Okay? You're starting to like, oh, you know what? I better start taking care of this. You start with $1,000. You're investing $1,000 monthly, and it's got only 10 years to grow. So by the time you're 60, you have $188,422. This is the difference of time. Now, when you're 50, you're going to have to do a lot of catching up. It's not going to be $1,000 a month to get anywhere close to what you want. You're talking thousands of dollars a month. But if I can get you when you're in your 30s or 40s, I can give you all of the tools that you need so that you become financially free, you become financially independent. When the shit hits the fan, when something happens, you not only have an emergency fund, you have the opportunity to create a new life for yourself. That's why I'm trying to reach women in their 30s and 40s. By the way, what happens if you were to do this when you're 20? Okay, you want to see that number? I'm going to give it to you. I mean, it's pretty far-fetched for a 20-year-old to be that serious and have that type of income, but it gives you an idea. You're 20 years old, you start with $1,000, you invest $1,000 a month, 8% interest. By the time you're 60, $3,263,528. Almost $3 million. Okay, so that's it. That is it. It's the value of time. So I have the Gutsy Women Finances community, and it's a bit of a hybrid. I've made it affordable so that it's almost, you know, if you've got a decent income, if this is a priority to reach financial freedom, you can afford to be in the Gutsy Women Finances community. So I've moved from individual one-on-one coaching where I can only serve a handful of people to this community where I can serve hundreds and thousands, tens of thousands of women. So my challenge is waking up everybody, all you know, women out there, 30s and 40s. I want to know what are the money issues for you. You know, I'm off on my messaging, and that's what I'm going to be working on over the next months, maybe forever. But my messaging is not hitting home. So I would like to talk to you. If you're in your 30s and 40s, or hey, even in your 20s, and you're interested in finances, you're curious about how to reach financial freedom, I'd love for you to drop me a note here. If you want to give me your email, I will get in touch with you, and I would just love to have a heart-to-heart conversation to find out what are you thinking? What's going on in your life? What would prompt you to finally reach a point where you could say, you know, I'm ready to take charge of my finances? Generally, what I find is this. It is not a particular type of person who comes into my realm of financial offerings. It is a circumstance, an event, something has happened that person is now ready to say, you know what, I'm tired of worrying about money. I want to take charge of my life. I want to take charge of my future. It's a circumstance. They've lost a job. They've got divorced. You know, now, you know, they've gone through some horrific situation. They're getting back on their feet. Now they've got a little bit of stability, but nobody taught them what to do with their finances, and nobody teaches us what to do with their finances. So it's oftentimes, and sometimes it's a birthday. You know, when I turned 40, it's like, whoa, I didn't think I'd live to 40. What's going on here? I better take my money seriously, you know, and I got a fair amount now. Maybe I should figure out what to do with it. And then I really did become a financial nerd and a money nerd, and I want to help you guys. But I need your help. So a lot of folks who watch me, who follow me, are older women. You love my RV lifestyle. I do too. And you might not be interested in the money part, but maybe you get the daughters and the granddaughters and the nieces. Send them my way. I do really need your help. I want to get this messaging figured out because I want to help you become a millionaire. I want to help a 30-year-old build those assets so when she's in her 40s and 50s, maybe she doesn't have to go to the office anymore, live that traditional life. I want to help a 40-year-old, even you're 50. You know, that's not too late. But I've got to figure out the message that's going to resonate with you, okay? So that's I'm you know, upfront. I'm honest, and I'm just going to say I do need your help. So if you can help me in any way, forward this video to a family member or friend that you can think of. Ask them to comment, get in touch with me in any way. I'm Dr. Brenda Money Coach. You can go online to my website, drbrendamoneycoach.com. Connect with me there. But I really want to hear from you because I'm dealing with this disconnect, and I want so badly to help you guys reach financial freedom. Okay, if you can help, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and spread the word. All right, that's it. Bye-bye.